Welcome back to Wario Land 3, and today we are going to be seeing what we can do with our swimming ability. The Pool of Rain was the first place to really think of here because it's the only place we can really go right now, but also it's got the most obvious set of water to explore. And of course here we have currents as well, so we have to be very careful how we move. It's actually be quite easy to accidentally get stuck in the loop of the currents and not be able to push your way out, because you have to kind of like hit the button at just the right time. And some of these currents you can't fight against, you just have to kind of get to the other side of it via a different route. Like that current to the right is one that pushes us to the left, we can't go beyond that one from here. So we just follow this current all the way out there. And now we're at the far right of the area. And here's our key. Yeah, I was just making sure the green key was definitely what we were looking for as well. Just wanted to make sure we already had the red treasure here because I couldn't really remember. Yeah, that pushes us down, so it's time to use our left currents now to get back up here. Now, this is a pretty interesting little thing. Maybe able to guess some. Oops. This is the annoying thing with this game, is if you press up before you moved away from the door, you'll just go right through the door again, when it's especially annoying when swimming. You really have to just move to the right first or to the left. But here's a new boss fight against this little fox dude, who shoots little spirits out at you that can be quite annoying. And the way you need to actually deal with him is with this. Don't touch the spikes on this urchin, but of course you have to hit him with the little Goomba. It's so annoying when that happens and you just miss. You really have to be careful with this part, because it's very easy to accidentally not hit him with the Goomba, and that's very embarrassing. And also always pay attention to when he's spawning one of those little things, because if they hit you it's quite annoying. And it can be quite easy to lose track of one of them and not realise it's about to hit you until it happens. And yeah, here I'm trying to rush it and just getting the whole timing wrong completely. It's very embarrassing. Yeah, that's what happens. You get possessed by the spirits and it pulls you all the way up to the top of the room, which of course kicks you out. Because that's how these bosses always work. I quite like the fox guy. I guess Keaton, if you're going to go from Majora's Mask sort of naming. But it could also be a QB as well. Well, I guess not really a QB. It's a fox, but it only has the one tail. Well, actually, it's more of a kangaroo. Actually, it's not really that closely related to Japanese folklore. It's just kind of there. And yeah, I get kicked out quite a lot on these boss fights because I'm not very good at this game's bosses. There's one in particular coming up in a later video that I'm not looking forward to. It's so annoying, but we'll see that when we see it. For now, this guy's not too bad. You just need to not be an idiot and not get hit by that thing. But again, it's very easy to accidentally get hit by it, and that can be quite embarrassing because you're so close to actually doing something, and then you accidentally get spiked, and it's really embarrassing. But yeah, sometimes it's important to just make sure he's moving in the same direction as the Goomba, but it doesn't always work that way. But here's what I'm starting to learn to be a lot more patient as well. And that's very annoying. I almost got him there. If I just waited a little bit longer, I would have had him. And that was so close. Cheeky guys. It wasn't quite funny. I've been watching quite a few videos of like philosophical video game videos and stuff like that, including about like the nature of infinity. So it's quite funny to go from one of those videos to this sort of thing. Also, yeah, the last time that thing just kind of bounces, and so you can very easily get hit by it, and that's very annoying. So that's the curveball on the final hit there. But yeah, it's quite funny to go from like videos about like the abstract nature of infinity and stuff like that, and just be booting up Wario Land 3 and getting the ridiculous sort of soundtrack going. It's very funny. Because it kind of catches you off guard a little bit. And finally, we can actually reach the east part of the map. The final segment, the stagnant swamp. Also, there's just something I want to show off here as well. Because there's something I want to show before it stops working. This is just what the temple's actually for. The hidden figure will just advise you where to go next. If you get like it's useful for like if you've put the game down for a while and forgotten what level's next, or forgotten what level you locked something in. He can kind of remind you. So yeah, the Stagnant Swamp's got some quite fun mechanics. Like these things. We'll be seeing those properly later on. For now I want to explore other areas. If I can get off these things. So of course we have a ladder as well, and it's always important to make sure you go in both directions, because of course there's always a key. Yeah, this is kind of annoying. The little green, not green, the little gold coin scrolls off screen whenever you go through these things, and it makes it impossible to get. So the fact that they just spawn the coins at all makes them very annoying. Because you can't get the coins, they're scrolled off screen so they no longer exist. It's somewhat annoying. I'm not sure if it's the game deliberately messing with you, but yeah. Let's see what's in this direction as well. This is kind of a cool little room, this. We obviously can't really do anything here yet. But visually it's quite interesting with all these like massive trees you can bash right through and all that. It's interesting how like much of an idea it gives of like a massive forest. Or maybe even the roots of mangrove trees just incredibly big, because of course we're underwater here. And yeah, this is what we need to get to. But of course we need to be rolling to break those. And we can kind of see how we're supposed to get to that point. Also, of course, with this kind of water, the swamp water, we can't actually swim in it. We can only swim in clear water, or I guess the black water in the bridge. But yeah, this is where it gets kind of tricky, because it can be quite hard to get the jump arc right when jumping off these things. It can be quite easy to miss in that way. Like, it's very easy to mistime them as well, and have them kind of end up in weird, like, patterns where, because they were on screen at weird times, now they're all out of sync. And sometimes that can help a little bit, but if you don't really know what you're doing or how to resync them, like there for example, I kind of resync them a bit there. But it can be a bit of a nightmare to figure out how to actually get them in the right position. And of course we're trying to go up here because we need to do the big slide down. And here we are. Now we have a flute, which is pretty cool. Quite an ornate flute. Yeah, Wario cannot play the flute at all. It's cute that it's trying though. And now we have awoken something. It looks a little bit like a leaf stem because of the way the graphics work, but obviously it's not a leaf stem. If you look closer, you can see what it really is. And we're going to find out what it really is as well. Because now we're going to go to one of those levels and do the first of those. Well, the first that we unlocked, which of course is the last one because it's the closest one to where we are now. So let's do the one in the grasslands. And here is very embarrassing. I get caught out a lot by the grasslands tricks. So I've skipped a lot of me falling down. But yeah, here we see what these things are. They're these massive snakes. We have to jump on the head, but we have to be very careful. Also, it seems like a blind jump, but it does actually give you a context clue. Because you can't really go to the right, because that's where the bird is. So of course you think, where else shall I jump? Jump to the left to avoid the bird and it will take you where you need to go. It's kind of a leap of faith. But it gives you enough of a clue to get the idea of what it wants you to do. I quite like that. It's quite cleverly done, leap of faith, compared to most leap of faith in games where it's just completely without any kind of context at all. Yeah, these bubbles can be quite annoying, but there's a trick to them, which is the bubbles won't respawn until they pop on the surface. So sometimes you might actually have more time than you think to get past the bubble. It still takes me a bit of time to get the hang of avoiding them because they are quite, because of the way they move slightly left and right, they can be quite tricky to not accidentally get caught up in. Like that was a very close call. But yeah, the bubble's still there, it's not going to respawn yet, so we have plenty of time to get down there after it passes by again. Well, I thought we did, I just mistimed it there because I'm an idiot. Yeah, these bubbles can be quite annoying. There we go. And one more. It's technically two, but at least... There we go. But of course, the joke is... That happens again, of course. You really need to move to the side a little bit first, because that can be very annoying. Yeah, the joke is on us because this is the chest, not the key. So we have to let the bubbles get us back up again. And not keep pressing the up button at the door. That's a very annoying mechanic in my opinion. I really hate how finicky that can be. You really need to be patient there. But of course we did see there was another place to go up here. We can kind of tell there's the key onto the left there as well. So let's head up here to this other door. And not get caught out by those little annoying things. Because if they zap you at all, you will fall off and it's a huge pain. But yeah, those falling platforms are how we get the key. It's quite a simple puzzle, but you have to kind of know the timing to jump there. So it still is a little bit trial and error. So let's finally open that chest. And we get some kind of scepter. So I'll see you next time, as we see what else we can do with these snakes. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon as well. Speaking of, thank you to James Rossi for supporting me on Patreon.